Alright guys, well, this is what's on my table today. This is what I believe to be 4340, and it's about 4 inches by 3 by 12. So it's a nice big chunk, and it happens to be the anvil of a very nice guy I just recently met. He's getting started forging, and this is what he's using as his anvil, which is a fantastic starter anvil. Just the perfect size. Only trouble is there's no way of attaching this to his stand. So he's got a wooden stand that he uses. After hammering for a while, this thing starts to kind of tiptoe around and just kind of end up just kind of moving around on him. And you know, after a while of forging, the anvils do get hot. If it's going to fall over and you go to catch a hot anvil, that could be a scary situation. So I'm going to weld on some little feet to it with some bolt holes that he can bolt this down, keep it from moving around on him. So that's today's project. Help out a local new smith, you know, with his setup, and you know, for safety and all that. It's a good cause. All right. So here's the plan. Here's his anvil. I think I'm just going to weld on some 1/2-inch plate on the corners. I will be like kind of cutting out that little area there, just so there's some kind of a mechanical, you know, something there to hold it from going sideways. So it's going to be a kind of a skinny bar on one side and a wider plate on the other. So here's my thinking. See, if you look at it sideways like this, here's the anvil, and he's going to have this plate here. So he'll have a nice 90-degree kind of work area to work on in case he needs to kind of form you know, curves or cones or anything like that. Because right now he's just got this block, you know, and that's great for a lot of things, but, and also, I mean, this is going to be mild steel, so I mean, he can use this to upset if he wants to, or just kind of make any kind of cuts. That way he's not putting any marks on his nice anvil there. So it'll be kind of a nice, useful addition. Alright, let's get started. I cut up this 1/2-inch plate to go on either end of that big anvil. So there's plenty of space here to put in a bolt. I'm thinking like a 3/8 bolt. I've got these little tabs, which I think I'm going to weld on to the sides like that. So all that's going to get welded together. Bolt holes go there, and hopefully that's enough space in there. What is that? It's about 3 inches. It's about 3 inches on the nose of just additional work area where he could, you know, make little cut-offs or whatever and not have to worry about him damaging his anvil. All right. And my welding table here is not, you know, it's not 1000% flat. So I'm going to weld those up on top of this plate, just to get those first few tacks in, just so everything ends up nice and straight and flat for this guy. So here's my setup. Everything's clamped down to that plate, and that plate is clamped down to the table, so everything is good and solid and flat. It's the most important thing. So I'm going to put some tack welds on here, and then I could just remove this, and hopefully the tack should keep everything nice and straight for the rest of it. Okay, here we are. We got our little mounting brackets all ready to go, drilled out for bolts. That's going to go back there like such. But first, we're going to try doing the plate. So everything's good and clamped, nothing's moving, everything's nice and flat, nothing to it. cool. Well, there she is. That's the bottom side. Pretty flat, considering, you know, nobody's a machinist here. But yeah, it's a wooden stand, so you know it'll, if there is some a lump here or there, you know, the wood will give. But yeah, let's flip this thing over. Let's see what it looks like. So I don't know if you can tell, but I didn't weld in here just because I wanted to give him a nice clean 90 degrees, but maybe I will weld it. This side could use a second pass for sure. It didn't come out that great. I think my settings were a bit low on that one. But yeah, really awesome beginner anvil here. I wish I had this when I was getting started. Alright, here she is. All done. This is a nice little anvil. I kind of softened the edges a little bit here. They were a bit sharp. But other than that, these are about 3/8 holes. 4 of them, so he can mount it down. And he's got a nice little plate here to do his cutting or anything like that. I was able to get close to a 90. Kind of cleaned it up in here a little bit, but should be plenty good. Sweet little anvil. All done. Nice little afternoon project. Alright. I'll see you guys next time.